episode was filmed following Will and Jada's Red Table Talk. My sisters and I are extremely saddened by recent events. Depression, mental illness, or PTSD is a reality in our community, and it doesn't discriminate. Whether you're a celebrity, athlete, 9-to-5er, business owner, etc., we're all susceptible to it. 2020 has been hard on all of us, and this pandemic has added another layer of stress. So let's continue to lift up one another in prayer and find God's peace in the midst of every storm.
I can honestly say that the butterflies I had in the beginning,
feel like gallstones.
I'm not gonna say gallstones.
I have butterflies in my stomach. No, boo, that's gallstones. That's gallstones.
No, that's kidney stones.
Kidney stones. Excuse me. You got kidney stones, girl. You got kidney stones.
But they always say you always have to reinvent. You always have to. You always have to reinvent your marriage, and
it goes in cycles. If
they were saying that they had to separate, and Will was saying that he didn't want to be bothered with her. Well, I could honestly say that I know there was a point where my husband didn't want to talk to me, and I'm like, dude, we could be friends. Like, I'm not understanding why you don't want to be my friend. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I could probably understand why he didn't want to be your friend, but
whatever. But
that's a different show, sister.
But what my friend. But what I'm saying is, I can understand that we've been together for so long and it's just not working. We are not getting along. Why can't we be friends?
I don't want to be your friend if we don't get along. That's just me. I don't want to be your friend. Either we on or we off. There's no like in between. Either we on or we not.
We've known each other for so many years, and our marriage just isn't working. We're not doing good in a man-woman situationship with one another because we were friends once upon a time. We can't still be friends. Like, we had so much invested in one another that
be friends.
No, but that takes time, though.
But so if Will was saying to her that he wasn't feeling her and he didn't want to deal with her and he was done with her, so in her mind, he was done. So she has to deal with now everything that she's already had and everything that she tries to push to the back. That,
I mean, she had every right to find happiness.
Right.
But when you have kids involved, when you have property and you have an empire that you've built with someone, it's a little different than
just be like, okay, I'm out.
Pojo and them.
Because if I'm crying to you, Kaya, I'm on the phone with him and I'm crying to him and he's telling me, do you go about your do. If that's what's gonna make you do you, do whatever make you happy. Do whatever make you happy. And men need to be careful on the words that come out their mouth sometimes. Because if she did her, if she did it before, and now you gotta have a red table talk about it.
Now Years later, right.
Again,
like he was around the kids.
It's still my stance when it comes to Aug. Like, so where you think you're gonna get cool points with future women?
Honey boo boo child. Do you know how many chicks would now flock to him just because they know he took down Jada?
Yep. These girls are backwards.
Well, they assume.
Yeah.
Baby,
let me tell you something. Because I am a divorcee, okay? Just want to say that I'm married. So
we are, yes.
Absolutely fabulous. I love him. But I am a divorcee, right? I got married mad young.
Young. We both did. Real young.
No idea.
How old were you when you got married for the first time?
I was 20 years old.
And I was 22.
Right.
At 21.
Is there anything that I could have said to you at that time, and both of you, that you're too young to be doing this? What would you have said to me?
Mind your business.
No, I wouldn't have told her mind her business. But, everybody says, well, can't nobody tell you nothing anyway because you did what you wanted anyway. Which is
probably true.
Because I do have a very...
Probably true, yes.
I'm going to do what I want to do attitude towards things.
I want to listen. Mm-hmm.
But there was a time when my ex and I separated. We ain't living in the house together.
Right.
He was doing him.
Yeah, you did you.
I was doing me.
Right.
Period. Now all of y'all
don't
got all of this to say about Will Smith.
You want to share? You really want to share it with them?
I want to share with the public. All of these people that have something to say about Will and Jada, about because God, I knew they was demonic and all this stuff. They part of the Illuminati, all of this stuff, right? But you have not had a man in 88 years.
Because you waiting for the Lord to send him.
Because you waiting on God.
You waiting on God.
You your man.
Your God.
Or you looking at somebody else's man saying, God told me that you was going to be my husband.
Preach.
Come on now.
Preach.
I've seen it all in the church.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So don't try to Kanye your way out of this with the whole God said so and so and so. You can have God in your marriage.
True.
You can pray every night. You can pray every morning. You can go to church together. But when Sister Lula Bell sashayed down the aisle, all of a sudden she got to go to the bathroom a little too many times in front of your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm just going to leave it right there. Mic drop. Mic drop. Because I've seen it happen to too many people. So all of the people talking about that, if God was in their marriage, this, that, and third. No, boo. Sometimes you don't like each other. Sometimes you don't want to be around each other.
Right.
And I don't want to make this a Will and Jada because I
had the hardest time going through a divorce in the church arena. They had to have a separation in front of the entire world.
Right.
Like everybody is now chiming in on their relationship.
I remember now. So here's the thing. On one of Jada's Red Table Talks that Will was present for, they did speak about a point that they were broken up.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of let it be known that there was a little things, and Jada has her ways and Will has his ways. She also made a point to talk about her 40th birthday party.
Oh, yeah.
She said he was being very obnoxious because the party wasn't about her. It was about him, which could be something that bothers her about her husband.
True.
That he does things like that it's for them, but it really isn't for them, because if you know me, then you know that that's really not my thing. That's more your thing. Mm-hmm. So it's really done for you, per se.
Happy birthday! Wait.
Right. Right.
I don't know anybody here. Nobody on my side is here.
I would have, the fact that they don't talk about the marriage and being that they're
life partners or something,
partners. And people have an issue with the whole life partner thing. Whatever floats your boat.
That's their thing.
However you want to look at your relationship and title your relationship, that may work for you. I don't see anything wrong with them considering one another life partners.
But isn't that what you are when you're married?
Sorry?
Isn't that what you are when you're married?
Well, this is my thing.
You're supposed to be.
Isn't your spouse supposed to be your life partner? So if I refer to my spouse as my life partner, why are people upset? Jada has always put it out there that she's a ride or die. She's a ride or die. She will always ride for Will. She has publicly stated that. Will has also went on an interview and stated that there is nothing that Jada can do that will be a deal breaker because they've been through that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I get that. I understand that. And I understand it from the sense of living under two different roofs to then living under the same roof once again. There was a lot of things that we tried to not do that we said got on the other person's nerve. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% because, again, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of things that I know that I am stuck in my way, and that's just what it is. And there's a lot of things about him that he is stuck in his way, and that's just what it is. 99.9% of the time I'm right, but we're not going to, put that out there. But it's a joke. It's a joke. But
we know.
You know what it is? Because Jada has built a platform called the Red Table Talk. No.
So what?
No, but she's already opened up her life. And because once you press that button of being a celebrity, you kind of sort of put yourself out there.
You know what the problem is? You know what the problem is with that? You know what the biggest problem is with that? We all forget about these so-called...
They're human.
They're human first.
They're just like you and I. They urinate. They defecate.
That's why I was like, why did August snitch? I really believe he snitched because he needed record sales. And the sad part about that young man, I don't care how young he is, he's old enough to understand that he put Will and Jada out there. He literally put them, he didn't even call them up and say, hey, yo, by the way, maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
The thing, I guess, is that I find that most people who have the most to say are folks who are not married, who have never been married. So it's just like, what gives you the right to say what somebody in a marriage should do?
That's like
you've never been married.
That's like you telling a brain surgeon, how to perform surgery, and you ain't never even opened up a medical book. You can't instruct me on anything that you don't have experience in. Like, you can have an opinion about it.
Right.
Now, will I listen to it?
You can do what most people do. I would never do that with my husband.
But how do you know that?
And all of y'all know how I am when it comes. I tell y'all all the time what's a deal breaker for me and what's not a deal breaker for me. I think most of y'all know my attitude when it comes to that.
So let me ask a question. So obviously everybody here is married, right? So if you guys were on whatever year of your marriage and you found out that your husband was seeing somebody else, is that a deal breaker?
I left. I remember.
I'm talking about your current situation.
Oh, now?
Now, yes.
I want to ask that, but okay, so Shauna, why did you leave?
Well, to be honest, I didn't leave because he cheated. I left because he never made me feel like it would never
happen again.
I
remember you said that.
So that's why I left. I didn't feel like, all right, you made a mistake, but it was just like, yeah, but you look like you're going to keep making this same thing over and over again. So I'm out.
It was a pattern of behavior.
Right. There are sometimes I have to think back and I'm like, oh yeah, I was married before.
So here's my other question.
It's like, I forget because it's so...
Were these patterns that you saw prior to getting...
Yes, but I chose to ignore them.
Okay.
It wasn't as big.
It wasn't as prevalent at that time.
But I was young. I was 22. You got the church saying it's better to marry than to burn. You got the scripture.
Well, girl, let me tell you, I was doing a whole lot of
scripture people in your ear. It was just like, okay, I'll do it. I'll get married.
I was way too young. I was way too young. But the thing about it is, did I think I would be getting a divorce? No. Nobody goes into marriage thinking that you're going to get a divorce.
No.
But it took me a while with my husband to get to a point of where divorce wasn't an option. And I say that because when he would do stuff to piss me off, leave. I don't care, leave. I don't need you, leave. And then he was just like, you act like you don't need me. And I wanted to be like,
I don't.
get along and the best man. I don't. But I thought about it and I was just like, yo, I do. There is a need for him in my life. Now, when that need is met, will I do the deuces?
Right.
No, I don't think so. I don't believe so. I'm in it for the long haul, but nobody knows what the future holds. And in my first marriage, I did not get married to get a divorce.
Of course.
I did not have a baby and bring a baby into it to now be a broken family.
Right.
But by the grace of God, I have a husband that doesn't mind the blended family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't consider your family a blended. Sorry.
I was gonna say that's yeah.
Why?
Oh my. Well, I don't consider your family to be a blended family.
It's not.
Why?
Why don't I consider your family to be a blended family? Because I think your husband is. I know your husband is more an active father than his biological father, and
Yep.
take it however you want to take it, but it's the truth. He is more active than his biological father. And it's so funny because it makes me think to the point where people always do the whole thing about, you have to be married and have children, and well, you did that. You got married and you had a child. That doesn't mean that man was going to be daddy of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas your son is so comfortable with his stepdad to go to him for everything.
Everything, right.
So I don't consider that whole blend. I hate when people, look, whatever works and whatever terms people want to use, but me personally, I don't consider it a blended family. I don't.
It just is.
Sorry. It's just what it is.
It just is.
We already know, listen, who bring you in this world doesn't necessarily mean that that's your parent. It's been proven time and time again. I see my girlfriend.
You see.
Listen, but I see
your husband.
When it comes to relationships, marriage, the way I view marriage and relationships today is so different from the way I viewed them when I was 20.
Yes. When you hit that mark that I was like, what was I had lost my thoughts. So I was quiet trying to think. But this is what I'm saying. How you think when you're 20 is different from how you think when you're 30. It's different from how you think when you're 40.
Right.
I haven't gotten to 50 yet, like some people I know.
Well, I'm approaching 50. Proud of it. No shame.
Girl, you don't look a day over 25.
I don't care about that.
Be like, you still look good, girl.
So you didn't answer the question. Nobody answered the question.
What
is your husband seeing? If your husband is seeing somebody, is that a deal breaker?
Wait, I will get
for me it is.
If I found out that my husband was with another woman, is that a deal breaker for me? Nope, got bigger fish to fry. Not a deal breaker. It's not.
And she says this all the time, though. She says it all the time.
It's not a deal breaker.
Part of me, like I'm doing a two-step right now, because part of me is like, I don't want my husband to see this, so he could be like, all right.
But edit this part out. No, I'm just
but part of me is just like, if I found out, would that be a deal breaker for me now? And
that's my thing. There are so many other things going on. There's so many other things that's going on. It's like, can I honestly say that that's a deal breaker? Like if a woman call me on the phone and let me know that she's having this relationship with my husband, I'm like, okay, well, why are you involving me? That's between you and him. They ain't got nothing to do with me. That's y'all business. Because when
my thing is this. Like, especially people that have been together for a long time, and women, I don't want to say upgrade because let me upgrade. I'm not saying all of that. What I'm saying is you put in all this work, you put in all this time. You know, you got him looking good, fixed his teeth. You know, you got him good shoes.
Don't say that because people gonna think.
No. This is not my husband. My husband already had all his teeth. He takes very good. I'm just speaking in general.
Come up for somebody else.
But yes. And then you're like, all right, I'm leaving.
This is why I always say, I don't know if the woman is the deal breaker for me. I don't know. I can't because. Okay, so he had that situation with another woman. But then you have to think of all the things that now you have to say. And I'm not saying, oh, you stay because you got to now separate things. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that something that you can't work out? And I get the whole, it's a betrayal. He betrayed you. I don't know why he chose to do that.
Because he was done with you.
But I'm not going to take it as it's something against me. I'm not going to take it as if it's me not holding up my end of the bargain, me not doing, because one thing I hate to hear women say is, well, why did he do this to me? I thought I loved him enough. He didn't sleep with Sally because of you. He slept with Sally because he wanted to sleep with Sally. That was something that he was going through with himself. Had nothing to do with you. If your attitude is you don't want to be with me anymore, then that's a different story. And that's a different conversation.
You know what it is, Keish? For me, what it is, I mean, we got married when I was 22 years, well, I was 21 going on 22 years old. You know what it is? I don't want to have to, every night he come home 5 minutes late, wonder if he's with somebody else. I think I don't want to have paranoia.
But why would you do that to yourself?
That's just my personality defect.
Right.
I know how I am.
Right.
That's the deficit I have. I would wonder if it's a Saturday, he said he's going to ShopRite. Is he really going to ShopRite? If he comes home 5 minutes late, were you with that other chick? So I don't want to be paranoid.
I don't want to feel like that. Yeah.
No, I could understand that. I could understand that.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way, Keisha.
Marriage is a partnership. Marriage is a business. The way I feel is that it's a business deal. It's a partnership. And if I had a real business partner and we own a business together, and my business partner took stole $5 from me, I'll be very upset because I'm like, if you would steal $5 from me, how much more would you steal from me?
So will you dissolve a thriving business? Will you just say, oh, you took $5, that's the end,
You know
and I'm thriving?
But you know what? This is my thing. If I sold $5 and he would end the deal, then I need to leave. Because a lot of men can't handle like women cheating on them. But then they'll leave their woman. If their woman cheated on them, they will leave.
There's a lot of women that stay, and then as soon as they find out their woman is doing something, it's just like, oh God!
Yeah. If you expect me to stay, or if you don't want me to cheat on you, then how you think I feel if you cheat on me?
Right.
But it goes back to that double standard. We know that men get praised for it and women are shunned for that same behavior. We do know that a lot of those old school marriages are rooted in the lies and deceptions of the husbands.
That's because there was rotary phones.
Separate
bedrooms. There was no way that you could keep, like now we got trackers. They literally shut down our phones to put in the COVID tracker.
Yes.
They shut us down. They can track us anywhere.
But you know what? A lot of those women back then knew their husbands were cheating on them. A lot of them knew.
Yeah, of course. They stayed for the kids.
And they had no problems with him coming home 4 o'clock in the morning and got up and made him breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You find out at the funeral that they had 2 other kids.
Or when you get older, you realize that you understand things differently.
They are more independent. They got their own money. They got their own car. They got their own business. It's just like,
I don't know.
You know what? They know their self-worth. A lot of them know their self-worth. So they're like, you know what? Nah,
I ain't doing this with you.
I'm not my grandmother.
I say let people run their marriage the way they
want to run their marriage.
To run their marriage. To all the men that are sleeping with married women, if you feel the need to make it public, maybe you should not get involved with the married woman before you just make it public. Just don't bother.
Well, you know what my biggest thing is with the whole Will and Jada and August Alsina? People be going in hard on them, saying some of the most obscene, disgusting, vile things to them. But if they just hear about a coworker has something to say about them, they be ready to go and lay on somebody's couch and cry and be like, oh, I can't take this no more. These are people with beating hearts, people with brains and emotions and feelings. Mm-hmm. Like, shut up.
Don't let their financial status jade you from them
having feelings.
Human. They're human. At the end of the day, they're human.
It's so that Beyonce can make a whole friggin' album and everybody's like, oh my God, did you watch Lemonade? Did you watch Lemonade? Did you watch Lemonade? When she was talking about a man being unfaithful. And we to this day don't know if it was really a situation between her and Jay-Z.
It was.
He did say that he did have
the way Solange went ham in that elevator. Nobody gets there to be smiling at a woman.
All hail to little sisters. I tell you, us
Solange
little sisters,
acting like a monkey.
Our big sisters, because I will fight you for my sister.
Look,
I'm pretty sure Jay-Z did something on the order of Becky.
Listen, Jay disrespected on a whole nother level, and B was like this.
Don't worry, girl.
She didn't say nothing. She just stood there with her head down.
I'm gonna check him. Don't worry, I got you. And I can see me doing that to my sister.
Let me let you know, because Solange walked to that elevator mad. You know, she just mad. As soon as that door closed,
she went Brooklyn on him.
Bodyguard was like,
nah, she went Houston on them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she went ham
on them.
And Jay knew, don't you lift a finger.
Take that. He didn't take that.
Take that.
Jay did make a comment in his interview why he didn't go to Kanye's wedding, because he was going through a situation.
They were going through a situation, right?
Why we didn't rag and drag Jay for, I mean, the Beehive did their little moment of.
You know why?
It goes back to the double friggin' standard.
Because the mistress did not open her mouth like August Alsina did.
He signed an NDA.
You're right.
He signed an NDA.
That's because they had enough sense. They probably got electronic copies. And you know how you go to the what's the name, the bank, and you sign with your finger?
Yeah.
They had them sign it from an electronic thing on their phone or their tablet. It was like, sign here, please. You don't do papers no more, because that's a paper trail.
Use a dirty.
To be honest, nowadays the role of a side chick is glorified.
Because of
they're having reality shows and whatnot about
reality shows.
There's a lot of women. There's a lot of men that have a girlfriend and a wife.
Well, they say this is Shirley. How the record go?
Hi, Shirley.
How it start off?
Hey Barbara, this is
what she called her.
Hey Barbara, this is Shirley.
But the thing of the side chick is nothing new. I mean, it's always been a thing.
But I don't know if I could have a husband and the side chick.
No, unless she paid all my bills. If that trick was paying all my bills.
What if your husband is paying all your bills?
I sleep in our house.
What if your husband is paying all your bills?
I sleep in a guest house.
This is the same woman who just said cheating was a deal.
Yeah, she was just like, no.
But it's a business deal. A business deal.
Got bread.
I got student loan.
Girl, listen, I will invite her over. I make some of my good short ribs. Okay?
She's a vegan. Y'all see how the story changed?
Money get involved.
What be said? Of course, sometimes I go down with $1 million on the elevator.
But you know,
$1 million on the elevator.
Right.
But anyway, what's the moral of the story here, ladies?
Okay, if you ain't married, mind your business when it comes to other folks' marriage.
I just
think
that
out of people's marriages.
When it comes to other people's marriages, we're not the judge or the jury. That's whatever works in their marriage is what works for them in their marriage.
Also, if you decide peace,
know your role. Play a part.
Be quiet.
Play your part.
And enjoy the ride. And if the ride is over, you have memory.
Mm-hmm. You know, because now it's like if you say something that's against somebody that's famous,
love that people
like, people send you death threats or, you know, it's real. So I hope that.
Surprised that in 6 months' time he doesn't come out with the, you know, doing an interview saying that the number of death threats that he's received.
Right.
Yeah.
Because people are crazy.
People are out of their mind.
So I just hope that mentally he's okay, physically he's okay. I hope his family is okay.
But why? Why did he feel the need to?
We don't know his motives.
Why now? But why does that part need to be told?
Because if you really love somebody, like if you call me up with some information right now, it was something that can hurt you, I would have to really think twice about telling the world about what you told me. That's number one. My concern with him is, even though he's only 27 years old, he's a grown-ass man. So he knew.
The only crap. He's 27, right?
Exactly what he was doing. So my thing with August Alsina, what was you doing? What was you doing? Like, what did you think you were doing you knew you were going to hurt Will and Jada. He had to. Even though he's 27 years old, that little boy knew what he was doing.
And the fact that him and Angela Yee had that conversation before she asked that question. I'm pretty sure they had
what's off limits. No, my whole thing at the end of the day was, unless it's you, just mind your business. You don't know what other folks got, what they do behind closed doors. That's between that man and them and that woman.
Keach, you have anything you wanna?
If you are the side piece, play your role. Don't say anything. That's it.
He wasn't the side piece.
He was the main piece. Well, he thought he was the main piece. Anyway, Joe, you got something to say?
I don't think what happens in someone else's marriage is our business. We knew that they had some type of relationship, but we didn't need to be privy to the extent of their relationship. It wasn't our business.
So I'm going to say this. Obviously, we talked about our marriage, but as far as people in the public eye, actors, singers, musicians, whomever, people are actors and singers and musicians because that was their passion. That's something that they want to do. That's their art. That's how they create.
That's their job.
That's their job. So they're in the public eye because that's what they love. Right. They're not in the public eye to be scrutinized on everything that they do. So before you thumb thug and you tweet or you Instagram comment or you Facebook comment, whatever it is, these are people that are just moving in what their calling is. But these are people that have lives, they have families that they love, that they have empires that they're trying to build. They don't need you hiding behind a computer or a phone or a tablet saying something to destroy them.
Right.
Because if you were in the same situation, you would probably kill yourself.
Even with them in that situation, if somebody kills themselves, then it becomes the RIP post on everybody's social media page.
The hashtag.
Then everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe they committed suicide. Well, you didn't think like that when you
were mean tweeting.
Mm-hmm. When you were mean tweeting. Like, just be a little easy.
Right, that at the end of the day, the only difference between you and them is the financial status. How many actors and actresses and singers have died from cancer?
Or have committed suicide.
Have died from car accidents.
They're human. They're people
with autoimmune diseases. Like, the same things that happen to us
happen
to the people that we watch on television. What this world needs is compassion,
love,
and empathy. That's what this world needs. We can all say what we would do in the situation, or they need God. It's easy for anyone to say that until they're in that situation. You have to be in it to know how you will handle.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and unless you were in the room while they were swinging,
mind your business.
Please stop saying that they swingers and they got an open marriage. Please, I'm tired of this. And even if they are swingers, but if they are swingers, guess what?
That's their business.
Business.
Auntie Wayne, these is my sisters, y'all. I love them. And we'll be back with whatever next topic we're talking about.
It's always
so much. It's so much.
It's always gonna be something.
So to now I'm going down because now Cho is on this side. So to Cho, Keish, Shauna, love you ladies.
God bless.
Thanks for watching.
God bless and good night.
God bless, good night.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next episode of A Maven's Tale.
20 years for them to become citizens. We've been fighting legal battles since I have been 4 years old. We have had an immigration attorney since I have been 4 years old. It is the way we've been fighting, you know, but...
The privilege to dream. That was deep.
Yeah, what is the American dream?
Don't forget to subscribe.